So it's 6 o'clock. You're joining us at the back end of the event. This is a technological behind the scenes. It has neither the atmosphere and excitement of the arena, nor the more hushed, respectful atmosphere of a more formal event. The oak-lined halls of some of the game's oldest institutions. Fans of the game will appreciate that this is still a timed game, of course, with the 4-second window for each actor to make their act or move. It's an unusual arena. The wider table, here we are at the gaming table. The wider table, of course, 2 meters across in itself, ensuring social distancing. No sign of the players as yet. This may be a holding screen set up by the players. So we await the beginning of the first act. What's missing in this situation will be the swapping of the Susan and the William, a fixture of the modern game. Since here we have the players, 2 players. We have the Susan on the left there. This isn't a gendered role. It's named after one of the aficionados of the modern game. Here we saw recently reprising her role, Susan Withers, awaiting the first move. We have first sight of the hygienist, and they're off. First move taken rapidly, a cautious opening, and things are underway. We have the hygienist, of course, with isoponic alcohol in a spray, marigold gloves as PPE, a cone on the nose, which is a nod to the medieval origins of the game, of course. Deep in the annals of medieval Europe, we have, of course, one of the drawbacks of the online game is that sometimes we don't know if there's a technical hold-up, whether the screen is frozen. Of course, long periods of stasis are quite common in the game. Here we see a replay as the hygienist is consulting with one of the players. Some of his ceremonial costume there needing adjusting. The game recommences. Of course, it's one of the advantages of the modern game that we're able to see the results so fast. We have almost instant playback. We can preview as we are now. During the game, any time where the player is pauses longer than 3 or 4 rounds of the 4-second cycle that makes up the game, a playback will automatically start, and we'll see the progress of the game so far. Moving fast, we haven't seen any errors, forced or unforced, so far, quite cooperative. Moving fast, we haven't seen any errors, forced or unforced, so far, quite cooperative. I spoke too soon. We have our first hand-in shot there from the William. Yes, and you can see it there in the playback. No error yet from the Susan. The Susan always looking left to right. The Susan always looking left to right. Raising his hand there. The hygienist is raising his hand there. That may have to go to chairs action. No, the game continues. Raised. No. raised his sanitizer, raised his sanitizer, and the game continues. And there must have been a judgment in the room. There must have been a judgment in the room, allowing continuation. So we see I'm just going to adjust my microphone here. I hope this is recording okay. Oh, the first unforced error, and it's a bad one. Susan isn't going to be happy about that. That, by my reckoning, is 6 points down, which is he's going to really feel that. Great to see camaraderie under these stressed circumstances. These aren't the most experienced players of the game. William, in this case, quite new to the process. The Susan with a little more experience. See, quite cooperative gameplay. The aesthetics. You can see lines. You can see structures. Oh, another unforced error, and you. Well. Interesting. Well, they haven't been playing long, but the pressure is perhaps getting to them. We must be a few minutes in. Let me check there. 6 minutes in, and the game really does. Time really does fly. Time being an inherent part of this game. We have a slowing in play, some discussion, some intervention. One of the players sharing a joke with the hygienist. Perhaps the domestic nature of this setup perhaps leads to a more convivial nature to the game. What's happening here? Oh, I've got a replay there, and 2 more points, and it's going to be hard to see how he's going to come back from this. Playing in one of the rooms, one of the chambers of the National Institute, of the National Committee of the Modern Game. Well, a balance there, and we can see the hygienist quite exercised by that gameplay. A quick to and fro, which evened things out somewhat. And he's spraying some alcohol. Oh, pointing. That's not generally considered good form, at the very least. People under pressure here, a few infringements, obviously, when we're not in the usual arena. Some of the formality of the game is lost, perhaps, but made up for in some of the community spirit of this. This form of the game, obviously, circumstances, has led to a very different kind of game being played during this period. Obviously, games like this being played all over the country, in people's homes, packs being sent out from the National Committee. Use of the cone here, and the cone and the ball, some of the traditional objects we see so often in the game. You must be drawing into the later third of the game. And we see a partial infringement there on the right. Oh. An ambitious move there. You can see a slight delay. The gameplay and a video playback. But clearly there we're seeing a number of forced and unforced errors from who should be the more experienced player of the game. Obviously losing his nerve when playing. Some concentration again between. That's a real surprise we have in the Hygenist. And we have some discussion. He's left the field of play. Will gameplay continue? We have a decision from the Hygenist. And a very definite conclusion. We have some frozen video there, but it's all over. And closure of the playback. So thank you very much for joining us. It's all done and dusted. An interesting iteration of the game. We have some lag here. And I think we'll close it there. Thank you very much for attending. It's always difficult to know how to close these events online. I'm going to leave now. I will of course be attending several other events over these next few days. The William here, in this case, will go on to the next round. Who knows where that will be? Perhaps in one of the European chapters. But that'll of course have to wait unless the game is played completely over the web. It's hard to know how that might happen. Some of the early innovations of the COVID period, the PIR Hygenist, unfortunately there was such demand that that equipment hasn't been able to go out to every game, and in this case we resorted, I think with some charm, to the medieval roots of the game. We have the coned Hygenist, we have the modern edition of the isopropyl alcohol. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. We're all learning in this difficult period. Thank you and goodbye.